You may be seated. Well, hello everyone, and welcome. My name is Catherine Hunter. I am a celebrant, and it is my honor to officiate the wedding of Kristen Lynn Rowan and Jonathan David Freaney. Let's just take a moment to breathe and take stock. We made it. We're here. Woo! We come together today with such great joy, and all is very good today, even the weather. Today is about two people who have come together with great love, with happiness, without condition, to share their joy with the people who mean the very most to them in all the world. I know that some of you have traveled far to be at this celebration today. A very warm welcome to all of you. Kristen and Jonathan, the two of you have followed your hearts and followed your dreams to arrive at this moment. And this moment will never come again. So take a deep breath and look around. Everyone here has come to celebrate the happiness that you have found in one another. Look at your friends and families who have gathered and acknowledge all the love that is present. Life is precious, and it consists of moments that follow, one after the other, and slip away from us, leaving only what we can remember and feel. Very rarely in life do we have one event when so many of those dearest to us are together. So take note of the excitement, the happiness, and the love that you are feeling. Remember this moment and those who are with you, here and now. For like all moments, this one will soon pass. Friends and family, Kristen and Jonathan feel enormously grateful to know each and every one of you. As their two families join together, they hope that this celebration of their love will strengthen the ties between you and bring a feeling of closeness among you all. So at this time, they ask you, as their honored guests, to please stand and exchange a moment of peace or a greeting with someone, especially those you may not already know. Please turn to your neighbors, shake their hands, or offer a smile and a warm hello.
I know you're ready.
Hello, Sandy.
Donna. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. You may be seated. And before we go forward, celebrating the future of Kristen and Jonathan, they feel it is important to take a moment to look back. It is wisely said that we learn to love by being loved. And the first love that Kristen and Jonathan knew was from their families. Many of you here today loved them before they knew how to love. Kristen and Jonathan would like to recognize their families on this occasion. They owe many of their strengths and accomplishments to your influence. They offer their profound gratitude for all the love, care, and support that you have generously shown in raising them. By your daily and lifelong examples of curiosity, perseverance, compassion, and generosity, you have helped them to become who they are today, and they thank you from the bottom of their hearts. Without you, this day would not be possible. Now, moments such as these can be bittersweet as we remember those no longer living. But love given has no end, And we are all a culmination of the people who nurtured us, who gave us strength through their love, and who showed us by example what it is possible for human beings to become. So today, let us pause to think of all of those dearest to us with gratitude in our hearts. Kristen and Jonathan have asked that I read a poem, Hands, by an anonymous poet. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. Kristen and Jonathan, today you commit yourselves to a lifetime together. This union may feel like a long-anticipated destination, a safe, loving place in which you can finally rest. But you are also being given an opportunity, the emotional and spiritual environment in which you can each develop to your full potential. This is the person with whom you can continue to grow, supporting each other as you become more deeply yourselves over a lifetime. In marriage, you will find both great joys and great challenges. It is only with continual care that your love will be truly steadfast in the face of life's inevitable tests. You must offer each other the deepest respect. Appreciate the talents that your partner brings to your union. You must inspire and encourage one another, for by strengthening your spouse, you strengthen your marriage. Strive always to regard each other with compassion and not with judgment. Be sparing in criticism and generous with praise for things well done. Finally, be thankful for one another. Remember that love is never a debt owed, but always a freely given gift. Nurture your love for one another by communicating well, and keep faith with one another when you disagree. Give generously of your attention. Recognize and celebrate the little everyday achievements of your partner. Attend to your daily interactions and fill them with kindness. This ceremony will not create a relationship that does not already exist, because that is not within our power. Thanks to memorable years of shared experiences and great adventures, Kristen and Jonathan's relationship is already profound. They are a young couple, and yet they have a long history together, having met in high school. Not many husbands and wives can claim that kind of deep knowledge and familiarity with each other on their wedding day. They were matched as lab partners in their chemistry class, and they still laugh about their first impressions of one another in that classroom. Just before they met, Jonathan looked at Kristen and thought, "What a party animal." Kristen listened to Jonathan's evident excitement about particle physics and thought, "What a nerd." From their very first conversation, Kristen saw something special in Jonathan. They quickly developed a friendship, then a deep friendship, and very naturally a stronger emotional bond, until neither of them could imagine a future except with the other by their side. Now, as many of you may be able to recall, romantic relationships in high school are a bit like trial balloons. They are often short-lived because teenagers have much to learn. To reach this moment where Kristen and Jonathan are standing before us, ready to commit themselves in marriage, a great deal of growth was required. And growth is hard work. Friends and family, Kristen and Jonathan put in that work. They have grown, both individually and together. I mentioned challenges a moment ago. Life brings all of us difficulties, and it is in difficulty that we discover both our own strength and those who will be there for us. Kristen and Jonathan have stood by one another in difficult times, finding strength for each other within themselves. They have chosen over and over again to turn towards one another rather than away. They have chosen what is best for their relationship, chosen what is challenging but valuable over what is fun, fast, or easy. As Kristen says, you grow through what you go through. This takes courage and dedication. And these qualities, along with endless laughter, are the cornerstones of their relationship, the qualities that will provide the strongest foundation for their family in the years to come. Now, for those of you who have not heard their engagement story, feel free to ask them later, because it's a long one, and it could take some time. But in summary, it included asking for Kristen's father's blessing, a beach vacation in Sea Isle City, an Acme cake, a flooded river, departures, returns, some subterfuge, hastily arranged stealth videography, a walk on the beach, a diamond ring, a bended knee, a question, a resounding yes, and spontaneous laughter. Their shared pleasures may be simple, but they are also deeply meaningful, like gardening, taking walks, playing video or card games, cooking and baking together, having good long naps on the weekend, and spending time with family and friends. When two people share a bond like Kristen and Jonathan, anything they do together is special because there is joy in simply being near each other. They feel at ease in one another's company and able to be themselves. We also have to credit the fact that they are utterly goofy and playful with one another. So their relationship has been fed on a steady diet of cornball fun. They laugh together easily and often, sharing a sarcastic, silly, and over-the-top brand of humor. Kristen is able to make Jonathan roar with laughter, and she's used her finely tuned sense of mischief to prank him plenty of times. He seems to take this in stride. Jonathan is fond of atrocious puns, especially if they elicit face palms from Kristen, because that is obviously all the more hilarious. But they are gentle in their playfulness because they love to see the other smile. But compatibility, of course, is more than enjoying the same things or sharing a sense of humor. Kristen and Jonathan also share a common understanding of what they are undertaking here today. They know that marriage isn't about a grand gesture now and then. It's showing up consistently for each other and doing the things that really matter. They understand that marriage is about trust, deeply honest communication, and resolving differences with respect. It includes having each other's back and forgiving quickly. It is the noble foundation on which they will build their future family. Kristen and Jonathan, you have shared values and shared goals that bind you together, such as traveling, making your house into a true home, expanding your garden, and one day, starting a family. You are both excited to see what the future holds for this relationship that is so dear. You look forward to great adventures in the years before you, to making new memories, starting new traditions, facing challenges as a team, and continuing to enjoy the love and friendship you already share. Your inner bond is the real substance of your marriage. Our gathering here merely bears witness as you affirm this. Kristen and Jonathan, please turn to one another and join hands. Jonathan, the woman whose hands you are holding loves you very much. She's resilient and empathetic, supportive and always true to herself. This is the woman who will go out of her way to help others and put them before herself. You feel loved and cherished by the way she teaches and encourages you to take good care of yourself. She is proud of you and all that you've accomplished. You must never take her for granted. Her trust in you is your greatest, most delicate treasure, and her love will be a great source of joy in your life. Kristen, the man whose hands you are holding loves you very much. He's considerate and imaginative, patient, and eternally curious. You feel loved and supported by the way he always listens and helps to ground you. He has an enormously kind heart, and he shows you in countless ways that your place in that heart is a very special one. You must never take him for granted. His trust in you is your greatest, most delicate treasure, and his love will be a great source of joy in your life. Before today, you have been many things to one another: acquaintance, friend, companion, and even teacher, for you have learned much from one another these past years. In a moment, you will say a few words that will take you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never be quite the same. After today, you will say to the world, "This is my husband. This is my wife." Kristen and Jonathan have prepared personal vows, which they will now share. I'm going to bring you the microphone in just a sec.
I love you, Kristen, and in that love, with my deepest gratitude for your presence in my life, I am honored to become your husband today. I know that our life together will include sadness as well as joy, but I also know that going through life with you will make it all the more meaningful. I know that between the two of us, we have all the resources, imagination, strength, and clarity of interest, intention to protect, grow, and nurture our love through all of life's ups and downs. Kristen, I promise to respect you always and to recognize that your interests, desires, and needs are as important as mine. I also know that the quality of our inner life together is far more important than anything we can create or accomplish in the outer world. I promise to keep my mind, heart, and soul open to you. I promise to be vulnerable enough to let you into the tender and secret places within me. Kristen, I promise to love you without condition, with all that I am and all that I have, completely and forever.
Jonathan, on this, our wedding day, before our families and friends, I declare my intention to love you well and to love you always, in all ways. When we are old and sitting in our rocking chairs, looking back on our life together, I want us to be proud of ourselves for how well we loved, honored, and respected each other. I want us to be full of memories about how we enjoyed ourselves and each other and how we weathered the storms that came our way. I want us to be joyful, satisfied, and enriched by the life we led together. With that vision in mind, dear Jonathan, I promise not to take you, your love, or our relationship for granted. I promise to give my best to you and to the family we will create together. I, Kristen, take you, Jonathan, to be my beloved husband for the rest of my life.
Michael, can we have the rings, please? This is the point in the ceremony when people talk about wedding bands being perfect circles, having no beginning and no end. But we know that these rings did have a beginning. Rock was mined from the earth. Ore was refined into metal in the heart of a furnace. Precious metal was forged, shaped, cooled, and then painstakingly polished. These beautiful ornaments are the result of a process that required time, intention, and focus. Real love is like that. It doesn't happen overnight, nor without effort, and there's always an element of serendipity. Even a master craftsman never knows quite what her labor will produce until the work is complete. We shape our hearts and our loves inexpertly, but ever in hope. And for the lucky ones among us, something essential and rare is brought into being where once there was nothing at all. For Kristen and Jonathan, these rings will be daily reminders that enduring love requires lifelong care. Jonathan, please take Kristen's ring, place it on her finger, and repeat after me. Kristen, I give you this ring.
Kristen, I give you this ring
As a sign that I choose you.
as a sign that I choose you
Look at her. To be my wife, my partner,
to be my wife, my partner,
and my best friend,
and my best friend,
today, tomorrow, and always.
today, tomorrow, and always.
Kristen, please take Jonathan's ring, place it on his finger, and repeat after me. Jonathan, I give you this ring
Jonathan, I give you this ring
as a sign that I choose you.
as a sign that I choose you
To be my husband, my partner,
to be my husband, my partner,
and my best friend,
and my best friend,
today, tomorrow, and always.
today, tomorrow, and always.
Kristen and Jonathan, on this day, you have come before us publicly to affirm your love, to promise to nurture yourselves, each other, and this union. You do so knowing that marriage is at once the most tender yet challenging of all relationships in life. In choosing a lifelong partner, we choose the one who will witness our changes and growth, and who will affect these changes and help shape our future as well. Years ago, when you first met in chemistry class, you had no idea you would be standing together today, promising to love each other for a lifetime. But here you are, ready to embark on a new chapter in your lives. So, enjoy this day with your friends and family who have gathered to honor your union. Celebrate how each person has touched your life and why they are here with you today. My wish for you is that after many years of marriage, you will look back and say, with you by my side, I've lived the life I've always wanted to live. And with you by my side, I've become the person I've always wanted to be. Kristen and Jonathan, we have heard your promises to share your lives in marriage. We recognize and respect the vows you have made here this day before each one of us as witness. In the honesty and sincerity of what you have said and done here today, it is my honor and delight to pronounce you husband and wife. You may now share your first kiss as a married couple.